রক্তে রাজপথ রঞ্জিত হয়েছে। আজ বাংলার মানুষ মুক্তি চায়, বাংলার মানুষ বাঁচতে চায়, বাংলার মানুষ তারা আজ তার অধিকার চায়।
UNDP Goodwill Ambassador Crown Princess Victoria of Sweden today visited a fisherman's village and watched cyclone preparatory training and UNDP's activities in Hathia Upazila under Noakhali district. She also exchanged views with the people of various professions there. Crown Princess Victoria reached Hathia by a helicopter this morning. Local lawmaker Muhammad Ali received the princess. Later, the UNDP Goodwill Ambassador attended a view exchange meeting and talked with the beneficiaries of the UNDP programs. Swedish Minister for International Development Cooperation and Foreign Trade, Johan Forsell, UN Assistant Secretary General Ulrika Modir, and representatives from the private sector were present. Later today, Swedish Princess Victoria went to Bhashanchor to visit health center run by UNHCR and education center run by UNICEF for the Rohingyas. During the visit, she had brief interaction with school children. Additional Refugee Relief and Repatriation Commissioner and the UNHCR Head of Office for Bhashanchor Refugee Camp were present. The visit aims at showcasing the government UN-supported response mechanisms and providing a comprehensive understanding of Bangladesh's approach to the Rohingya crisis. Meanwhile, UNDP Goodwill Ambassador and Princess Victoria of Sweden visited Rohingya camps in Cox's Bazar in the afternoon. She reached the Rohingya camp in Ukhia by helicopter from Bhashanchor. Cox's Bazar Refugee Relief and Repatriation Commissioner Mizanur Rahman welcomed her. She first visited the e-voucher outlet of World Food Programme and UNHCR registration and food distribution at Rohingya Camp 4 Extension. Later, Princess Victoria visited the multipurpose women's centre run by UN Women and UNFPA and talked to Rohingya women there. Then the Swedish princess went to Camp 10. There, she visited a project on natural disaster management conducted by UNDP. From there, the princess visited the Rohingya Cultural Memory Center run by IOM. Later, she visited the world's largest shelter project for climate refugees at Kurush Khul in Cox's Bazar. Whip Simon Sarwar Komol was present. The 1.5-kilometer down ramp of the Dhaka elevated expressway from Tejgaon to FDC gate was inaugurated today. Road Transport and Bridges Minister Abdul Qadir opened the ramp in the morning. He said the down ramp is an Eid gift for city dwellers from Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina.
রমজানের ঈদকে সামনে রেখে প্রধানমন্ত্রী দেশরত্ন শেখ হাসিনার নগরবাসীর জন্য ঈদ উপহার নেক্সট ইয়ারের প্রথম দিকে আমরা পুরোটাই খুলে দিতে পারব। প্রধানমন্ত্রী পুরো এলিভেটেড এক্সপ্রেসওয়ে শুভ উদ্বোধন করতে পারবেন। কাজের গতি সম্পর্কে প্রশ্ন করা উচিত নয়। আমরা পদ্মা সেতু করেছি, মেট্রো রেল করেছি, এলিভেটেড এক্সপ্রেসওয়ের যে অংশটি আমরা করেছি দিবারাত্র পরিশ্রম করেছে আমাদের সংশ্লিষ্ট সকলে। ফাইন্যান্সিয়াল জটিলতা যদি সলভ না হতো তাহলে আজকে 10 মিনিটে ফার্মগেটে এয়ারপোর্ট কি করে আসে, যেটা 2-2.5 ঘন্টা পর্যন্ত সময় লাগতো। জটিলতা থাকলে কাজগুলো হচ্ছে কিভাবে?
Focusing on the government's initiative to free people from traffic congestions, the minister said the BRT project will be opened in December this year.
উত্তরা থেকে মতিঝিল এই যে মেট্রো রেলে আসা যাওয়া এটা কত সাশ্রয় হচ্ছে, সময়ের সাশ্রয়, অর্থের সাশ্রয়, এগুলো তো হচ্ছে। আমরা তো স্বস্তি দিতে শুরু করেছি, রাতারাতি তো স্বস্তিটা হবে না। মেট্রোর আরো 5টা আছে, এইসব যখন হয়ে যাবে তখন আমি আশা করি ধীরে ধীরে যানজট কমতে থাকবে। ডিসেম্বরের আগে আমাদের বাস চলে আসবে। আমরা আশা করছি বাস আসলে বাস র্যাপিড ট্রানজিট ইনশাল্লাহ চলবে, প্রধানমন্ত্রী উদ্বোধন করবে।
Road Transport and Highways Division Secretary ABM Aminullah Noori, Bridges Division Secretary Mohammad Manzoor Hussain, among others, were present. Foreign Minister and Awami League Joint General Secretary Dr. Hassan Mahmood said the masterminds of the 111 period are waiting for scopes to strike again. He said this at a discussion marking the 11th death anniversary of former President Zillur Rahman at the Jatiyo Press Club today. Zillur Rahman Porishad organized the discussion. Dr. Hassan Mahmood said late President Zillur Rahman was an iconic politician. He always had faith in leadership.
যদি একজন শেখ হাসিনা না থাকতেন তাহলে গণতন্ত্রের পায়ে যে শিকল পরানো হয়েছিল সেই শিকল মুক্ত গণতন্ত্রকে কখনো করা যেত না। জননেত্রী শেখ হাসিনার দূরদর্শিতা, রাজনৈতিক কৌশলের কাছে বিএনপি জামাতের অপশক্তি যেমন পরাজিত হয়েছে, একই সাথে 111-এর কুশীলবদের স্বপ্ন ধূলিসাৎ হয়েছে। এখন 111-এর কুশীলবরা ঘাপটি মেরে বসে আছে, যদি কোনো সুযোগ কোনো সময় পাওয়া যায় তাহলে আবার ছবল মারার জন্য। সুতরাং সতর্ক থাকতে হবে। আর বাংলাদেশের কিছু মানুষ যারা 111-এর কুশীলব ছিলেন তারা শকুনকে আহ্বান জানায়। সুতরাং আমাদেরকে সতর্ক থাকতে হবে। জিল্লুর রহমান বাংলাদেশের রাজনীতিতে একজন অনুকরণীয় দৃষ্টান্ত, যার কাছ থেকে আজকের রাজনীতিবিদদের অনেক কিছু শেখার আছে। কিভাবে সংকটে, সংগ্রামে, প্রতিকূল পরিস্থিতির মধ্যে ধৈর্য হারা না হয়ে অবিচল থাকতে হয়, নেতৃত্বের প্রতি কিভাবে সবসময় আস্থাশীল থাকতে হয়, সেটির উদাহরণ জনাব জিল্লুর রহমান।
President of Zillur Rahman Porishad, Professor A.M.S. Arifin Siddique, presided over the discussion. State Minister for Health and Family Welfare, Dr. Rokeya Sultana, General Secretary of the organization, Akhtaruzzaman Khoka, among others, spoke. Korean Ambassador to Bangladesh Park Young-sik held a meeting with Foreign Minister Dr. Hassan Mahmood at the latter's office in Dhaka today. During the meeting with the Korean Ambassador, Dr. Hassan Mahmood discussed the continuation of assistance and the new management system after the graduation of Bangladesh from least developed countries, LDC. They also discussed various bilateral issues, including access of Bangladeshi products on a priority basis to the Korean market, expansion of trade between the two countries, investment and manpower export. Now, international news. The World Health Organization, WHO, says an increasing number of children in Gaza are on the brink of death due to acute hunger, with newborns simply dying because of low birth weight. Death toll from Israeli attack on Nusayrat refugee camp rises to 27. Besides, another Israeli attack on an aid distribution team in Gaza City killed at least 23. One of the attacks targeted a family home at the center of Gaza City, killing 15 people, the majority women and children. Israel has said dozens of people were killed and some 300 people arrested during its assault on Al-Shifa hospital. Meanwhile, the UK's largest aid delivery to Gaza has entered the Strip, the British Foreign Office said on Wednesday. In another development, Israel's foreign minister condemns Canada's move to ban future arms exports, warning that history will judge the action harshly. Meanwhile, ceasefire talks between an Israeli delegation and mediators from Qatar, the US and Egypt have entered their third day in Qatar's capital Doha today. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken landed today in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, where he is expected to meet Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman and discuss the ongoing Israel-Hamas war. This is the first stop on his trip to the Middle East, the sixth since the start of the war. On Thursday, he is scheduled to visit Egypt, followed by a visit to Israel on Friday. State Department spokesperson Matthew Miller said Blinken is committed to forwarding an immediate ceasefire agreement that secures the release of all remaining hostages. Miller also said Blinken's visit to Saudi Arabia and Egypt will also deal with post-conflict planning for Gaza. While in Israel, Blinken is expected to pressure Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to refrain from an operation in Rafah, which Netanyahu has vowed to conduct. The Kremlin said EU Foreign Policy Chief Josep Borrell's proposal to use frozen Russian assets to buy weapons for Ukraine would undermine the foundations of international law. The Kremlin also said Russian President Vladimir Putin and Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi discussed Ukraine issue in a phone call. Meanwhile, Russian Foreign Ministry spokesperson Maria Zakharova says the International Olympic Committee's decision to ban Russia's athletes from the opening ceremony of the Paris Olympics in July is unjust and unacceptable. She also said a decision by the European Organization for Nuclear Research to cut cooperation with Russian scientists is politicized, discriminatory and unacceptable. Ireland's Prime Minister Leo Varadkar said he is stepping down as the leader of the governing Fine Gael party. In the surprise announcement today, Varadkar said he would also relinquish his role as Prime Minister as soon as a successor is chosen. Addressing reporters in Dublin, Varadkar said he had asked for a new leader of the party to be chosen on April 6, allowing a new Prime Minister to be elected after Parliament's Easter break. Without elaborating, he said his reasons for stepping down now are personal and political, but mainly political. North Korea has successfully tested a solid fuel engine for its new type intermediate-range hypersonic missile. State media reported the development on Wednesday, suggesting progress in Pyongyang's efforts to develop a more powerful, agile missile that could be capable of hitting further away targets in the region, including Guam, a territory of the United States. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un oversaw the test, which took place on Tuesday at the Sohae satellite launching ground in the country's northwest, the official Korean Central News Agency KCNA said. KCNA cited Kim as saying that the strategic value of the intermediate-range missile was important as intercontinental ballistic missiles targeting the U.S. mainland, and that enemies know better about it. It added that a timetable for completing the development of the new weapons system was set through the great success of the important test. The ongoing armed clashes between government troops and rebel forces in Myanmar visibly exposed remaining Rohingyas at their homeland in Rakhine, close to Bangladesh borders, to persecution afresh, with security reports suggesting the ethnic minority Muslim group was now being harassed by Arakan army insurgents. Security and intelligence officials said a group of nearly 500 Rohingyas rallied at Butidong township in Mongdo district of Myanmar's troubled Arakan province to mark their stance, denying to be drafted in either of the rebels or of the government troops. The Rohingyas said they wanted peace, not war, in Rakhine. The security report came as a second group of 177 Myanmar's paramilitary Border Guard Police (BGP) has taken refuge in Bangladesh, and currently they are under Border Guard Bangladesh (BGB) custody in Nakhongchori area bordering Bandarban district, awaiting repatriation process. Back to home news with timing for Sehri tonight and Iftar tomorrow. Last time for Sehri tonight in Dhaka and its adjoining areas is 4:42 a.m. and Iftar tomorrow at 6:13 p.m. in Dhaka and its adjoining areas. And now weather. Met Office in its weather forecast till 6 p.m. tomorrow said rain or thunder showers accompanied by temporary gusty or squally wind is likely to occur at many places over Rangpur, Rajshahi, Dhaka, Mymensingh, Khulna, Borishal, Chattogram and Sylhet divisions. Day temperature may rise by 1 to 3 degrees Celsius in Rangpur, Rajshahi, Mymensingh and Khulna divisions, and it may fall by 1 to 3 degrees Celsius elsewhere over the country. Night temperature may fall by 1 to 2 degrees Celsius over the country, said the Met Office. And now sports news. Bangladesh women's cricket team will take on Australia in the first ODI of the three-match series tomorrow. The match will start at 9:30 a.m. at Sher-e-Bangla National Cricket Stadium in Mirpur. This is the first time that Aussie girls will play a bilateral series in Bangladesh. The ODI matches of this tour are included in the 2022-25 Women's Championship. Moreover, the Women's T20 World Cup will be held in Bangladesh this year, so the 3 T20 matches of the tour will play an important role in preparing for the World Cup for both the teams. To end the bulletin headlines once again. UNDP Goodwill Ambassador and Swedish Crown Princess Victoria visits various projects in Hatia of Noakhali and Rohingya refugee camps in Bhasanchar and Cox's Bazar. Another door of Dhaka Elevated Expressway opened to traffic today. Ubaidul Qadir inaugurates the down ramp adjacent to FDC. Masterminds of 111 hiding and waiting for scopes to strike again, says Foreign Minister. Children are vulnerable to death over hunger in Gaza, says World Health Organization. And Bangladesh women's cricket team to face Australia tomorrow at first ODI of three-match series in Dhaka. And that's all from the newsroom for the moment. Thank you for being with us. Khuda.